The room is cold. 3 monitors. 1. Lukewarm coffee. You are 23 years old and already behind. Level 1. Entry analyst. Your first paycheck felt like proof that you had crossed some line. Then you saw the deductions. You owe more than you own. That gap has a name. Nobody used it in any class you took. You share a building with people whose net worth is 2,000 times yours. They use the same elevator. Raymond walks past your desk. Every morning, he never looks at you. That's not an accident. There is a floor in the building you cannot access with your keycard. You notice it one morning by accident. Nobody explains the hierarchy. You are expected to feel it. Nice. Most people do. Raymond says, "Good work on the model." He's already walking away when he says it. That's how you know it counts. That's when you realize, at level 1, being noticed once is the entire currency. You spend weeks earning one sentence. Level 2. Associate. 4 years later, you have a new title. Same building, different floor. Message moving, up this being. The view from here looks exactly the same but isn't. No. You get invited to a meeting you were not supposed to be in. No one explains why you're there. The numbers they discuss are not in any report you've seen. That's when you understand. There are 2 sets of books. Diane catches you after the meeting. She leans in and says, "You didn't hear the number. You understand?" You nod. Steve, you go back to your desk. You understand. Access is not given at this level. It is leaked. Strategically. You start learning what's not in the handbook. Who controls the calendar? Who controls the calendar controls everything. Your compensation doubles. You feel wealthy for 1 week. Then the lifestyle adjusts. It always adjusts upward. You rent a better apartment. You buy a better suit. You feel like you're moving forward. You are moving sideways. That's when you realize. Level 2 is the most dangerous place. You feel enough. Enough stops most people cold. Level 3. Vice President. At 31, the title changes, and so does the gravity. People start watching you the way you used to watch others. There's a number that nobody says out loud in a meeting, but everyone has in their head. You start knowing it too. The real rules are never written. They live in the pauses. In who speaks first. In who doesn't need to speak at all. Diane says to you before a board presentation, "Don't correct him. Not in the room." Never in the room. You learn that the org chart is a map of accountability. Power lives somewhere else entirely. Somewhere unmapped. That's when you realize the game has never been about skill alone. It's about knowing which room to be in before the door opens. Level 4. Director. On the mini day. The title comes with a corner office and a cost. The cost is invisible until you've already paid it. Your calendar is no longer your own. Every hour is committed 6 weeks in advance. Time becomes the rarest currency. You miss 3 dinners in a row. The person waiting at home stops asking what time you'll be back. Raymond says, "The ones who last are the ones who decide what they're willing to lose." Have you decided? At 36, your compensation clears a number that would have made your younger self weep. You feel nothing. That's when you realize. Level 4 is where the trade is made. You always said you'd know the line. But you didn't. Level 5. Managing Director. At 41, you walk into rooms that close behind you. The table has fewer seats now. Every seat is permanent. You stop managing people. You start managing outcomes. The difference is that people are not the variables anymore. The whole board is visible to you now. Every piece, every move. You watch and wait. Watching is the move. Raymond retires Oh, Mr. Niesibavak saying, he hands you something on his last day. Not a document. A phone. Unjail. One contact saved. Until Wayne, Ayebo, Unbel, Dansea, I saved Mru. That's it. That's when you realize. Level 5 is not about what you manage. It's about the rooms you represent without entering them. Level 6. Partner, Ungain. Partner, Tunt, Tel. Menchegini, Anigent Aichsa. The word means something specific here. It means you have skin in the outcome. Your money is in the machine. You stop reacting to market swings. You see them coming 3 moves out. The noise that panics others is data to you. You meet Victor for the first time in a room with no windows, no assistants, no phones on the table, just his question. Victor looks at you and says, "What would you do if the system broke tomorrow?" He doesn't wait for the safe answer. No. You answer. He nods once. That nod is worth more than any promotion you have ever received. You understand why, instantly. Leverage, you learn, is not about force. It is the ability to wait longer than the other side is comfortable waiting. You build your first position, not because you need it to survive. You build it because the system rewards positioning over performance. Your phone rings less now. The people who call are fewer, but different. Each call is a door opening somewhere else entirely. That's when you realize. Level 6 is silence weaponized. The less you say, the more weight each word carries. You stop filling silences. Level 7. Principal, Modier. You are 52. The title on your card changes nothing. The way the room changes when you enter changes everything. You own pieces of things no one knows you own. The structure is layered. Each layer is a wall between decision and discovery. You sit in Victor's old chair now. You understand why he always faced the door. You never turn your back to the entrance again. The system doesn't live in the building anymore. It lives in the agreements, in the structures, in the frameworks you built quietly. You wake up at 4 a.m., not with anxiety, with architecture. Architecture. The mind at this level never fully stops designing the next structure. Victor calls you one morning. He says nothing at first. Then, you're ready. Don't make it about the money anymore. That's when you realize. Level 7 is the last place the system is still visible to you. After this, you are the system. Level 8. Systemic Architect. There is no ceremony, no announcement, no new title. The system simply starts behaving differently because of where you stand. Decisions made in rooms that no one knows exist. Move capital across borders without a visible hand. Your name is not attached. You attend no conferences. Your name appears nowhere. And yet every major decision in your sector passes through a framework you designed. You no longer measure yourself in money. That unit became meaningless somewhere between level 5 and level 6. The metric is duration. Victor passes away on a Tuesday. You find out on Thursday. The architecture he built continues to operate without him, flawlessly. The understanding arrives quietly. The most durable form of power is the kind that runs without you. Structure is the final flex. You look at a young analyst you passed in the lobby this morning. Activity recording, 23, 3 monitors, 1 lukewarm coffee. You recognize everything. The building you entered at 23 now has your name on the lease document. Not the sign. Never the sign. Document. Diane calls you once a quarter. You speak for 4 minutes. In those 4 minutes, you move more than most people move in a year. You stop thinking about the next level. There is no next level. There is only, how long does what you built continue after you are gone? That's when you realize the architecture of power has always been about the builder's disappearance. You finish when no one needs you there. But here's the thing no one says at the beginning. Most people who start at level 1 never move. They wait to be chosen. The system does not choose. The system rewards those who understand it without needing to be told. You understood early. Most don't. I'll manage out. Every level costs something. Time or proximity. I will. A version of yourself that existed at the level before. You paid every invoice. The people who couldn't make the trade stopped at 4. The people who wouldn't see the game stopped at 3. You saw both. Power does not announce itself. It waits in the structure. The structure has no ego. That is why it outlasts every individual inside it. At some point in this journey, you stopped measuring the distance between you and the beginning. The beginning is not a place you return to. It's a place you understand differently every year. The room is still cold. There is still a screen, glowing blue. But now you own the building, and the blue light belongs to someone else. You think about what you would tell the 23-year-old version of yourself. You decide against it. Let them find out. Finding out is the education. At this level, money is not the point. Money is the receipt. The point is what the receipt proves you were willing to build. You walk back through the building one final time. Not to see where you arrived. To remember how it felt. Not to know where the ceiling was. The ceiling was always there. Now, but the ones who went furthest never believed it was for them. They built ladders out of questions. You step outside the building. The street looks exactly the same. The city looks exactly the same. Everything has changed. The first floor is always the same. Cold. Bright torch gay. Somebody's coffee going cold. Somewhere a screen waiting to be read. And somewhere in that building, right now, a 23-year-old is watching, who walks past their desk. They don't know yet that they are the beginning of everything. The levels were never a ladder. Oh, they were a series of rooms. Each room had a door you didn't know existed until you were in it. You go home one night. And you sit at the kitchen table. No screens. No calls. You are completely still. That stillness is the result of everything you built. The systems you built are working right now. Without your attention, without your presence, without your name. I'll, unhedizio, and says, and shall. That is the final architecture. I'll really wa, then I'd spam. And you are still you, older. I'll see on, any day. Quieter, I'm told, sippy, still watching, still learning the room, before the room knows you're in it. I need a giant. The room is cold. I'll see me. I know now then. The screen glows blue. You are 23 years old somewhere, and you have no idea yet. That is exactly the right place to start. Every level of power has a rule you don't know yet. That's not a warning. That's the invitation.